Hi, and welcome to the Sabbath Christian Church's online sermon. When God told Abram to get out of town and go someplace that didn't know about, didn't seem like a very good place to go to, but as in cases with God's people, they showed their tremendous faith. They believed what God said to do, and they did it, not knowing what would happen, not understanding beforehand. As it says in Hebrews, you don't know. So God sent him to the land of Canaan. Now, Canaan, of course, was one of the family of Noah. Not a nice guy, but apparently Canaan went over to this land, which was a very nice land, but he wasn't a very nice people, and his people weren't very nice there. And in any case, he took his wife, and Lot, his nephew, the possessions which they had accumulated, a lot of possessions, and the persons that they acquired in Haran. They set out for the land of Canaan, and thus they came to the land of Canaan. Big deal. So he went to the land of Canaan. So what? God said to go there, and he went there, and surrounded by people in the land there that weren't very nice, and then he went there. In any case, he was 75 years old when he departed Haran. He took his wife and his nephew, and they set out, and thus they came to the land of Canaan. Not all at once, but eventually, as soon as they could. He passed through the land as far as the side of Shechem, the oak of Moreh, and the Canaanites were then in the land. Bad people. Here he's taking his wife and his nephew and going to a land that wasn't so nice. The Lord appeared to Abraham and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." Now God reveals his purpose of sending Abraham to Canaan. I will give this land. And as we know, Abraham built an altar there to the Lord who had appeared to him. A very special thing to build an altar on that land there, giving it a very special holy place and a holy status and things of that kind. Now, for some reason, we're not going to get into that right now, but Abram ended up in Egypt, and things happened with the Pharaoh and his wife, and they got kicked out of Egypt. And so after that thing there, continued on his way to Canaan. A bad place. Shouldn't have stopped there, but that's another story. And he finally settled in the land of Canaan, while Lot settled in the cities of the valley and moved to the tents as far as Sodom. Big mistake. Abram went to the right place after the Egyptian thing, and he moved to Canaan. Now, in Canaan, the Lord said to Abram, after Lot had separated from him, "Lift up your eyes and look from the place where you are, northward, southward, eastward, and westward. For all this land which you see, I will give to you and your descendants." This is a special, special land that he is giving to Abram, and because of Abram's faithfulness and the things that he did, his descendants will get it. And we know eventually his descendants did get it. He says, "I will make your descendants as the dust of the earth, so if anyone can number the dust of the earth, then your descendants will be numbered." Wow. "Arise, walk about the land, through its length and breadth I will give you." And Abram moved his tent and came and dwelt in the oaks of Mamre, which are in Hebron, and there he built the altar to the Lord, as we said. And again, I will make you a great nation. I will bless you, make your name great, and you will be a blessing, remembered forever. I will bless those who bless you, and the ones who curse you I will curse. Gave him positive certainty and sureness. And in your families all the earth will be blessed. For Abram showing his faith, he is going to give the possibility, and the actual thing will happen, that the people will be blessed of his family. I will give you and your descendants after you the land of sojourners, all the land of Canaan, for an everlasting possession, and I will be their God. There's a long story involved in that leading up till today. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land. This is what he's bringing him into. Abram walked the area there, and he looked at this thing. He's coming from a land that he was very happy in, and all the other considerations. And this land, a land of brooks of water, fresh water to drink. How much they did in watering their plants and things, of fountains and springs. I mean, already, you know, that's kind of a deserty part of the world there. And this place here has brooks of water and fountains and springs flowing forth in the valleys and hills. Beautiful, beautiful area there, with all these waterfalls and all these things there. He says, a land of wheat and barley. Food. Good food there. Wheat and barley, both excellent and healthy foods, nourishing and tasty. Must be time. Of vines and fig trees, pomegranates, all this one. This is a beautiful, beautiful land that God brought Abram to give him and his descendants. Fig trees, pomegranates, olive oil, and honey. I mean, the land had everything there. He goes on to say, a land where you will eat food without scarcity, in which you will not lack anything, a land whose stones are iron, has minerals and everything there, as well as things that are growing, and the water and everything, and in whose hills you can dig copper. So they had some metallurgy involved in those days. He says, you will bring them and plant them in the mountain of your inheritance, a place, O Lord, you have made for your dwelling, the sanctuary, O Lord, which your hands have established. He says this in Exodus, talking about the children of Israel leaving Israel and then leaving the desert area. By faith, Hebrew says, he lived as an alien in the land of promise, as in a foreign land, dwelling in tents with the promises. The Lord will possess Judah and his portion in the Holy Land, and again choose Jerusalem. All of this because of the faith of Abram, and he chose to leave the old land and come to a new and wonderful and greater land. Deuteronomy says, you've not come to the resting place the way Abram did, which the Lord your God has given you, because it was set up that way. These are Abram's descendants that are going into the land that he lived in. He will give you rest from your enemies around you, that you may live in security. And then they said, then I took your father, Joshua says, I took your father from beyond the river and led him through all the land of Canaan and multiplied his descendants and gave him Isaacs. This all led to the land of Israel and all the wonderful people and prophets that they had in the land. But over the years, sadly, the great things that Abram did and everything that was positive and wonderful for them, he says, God told him, I brought you into the fruitful land through Abram to eat its fruit and good things, but you came and defiled my land, and my inheritance made you an abomination. They got kicked out. They came back for a while, got kicked out, came back again. But Abram did this for his people because he trusted God and went from the old world to what would be the new world. Amen, and thank you for watching and listening.